Hello students, I Kamlesh Kumar. Welcome to all of you at my YouTube channel Social Science Academy. In the previous video, we discussed about the REITs, which were the orders to restoration of the fundamental rights. Now, in this chapter, we are going to start the topic fundamental duties. So, rights without duties are meaningless. Means if we have some rights, then we have some duties also. Suppose you claim some rights on your parents, then simultaneously there are some duties towards your parents also. So it has been rightly said, if a person does not perform his or her duties, others cannot enjoy their rights. Thus duties precede rights. Means for the enjoyment of rights, it is necessary, it is compulsory that we should perform some certain duties also. Therefore, it was in 1976 that the fundamental duties were added to the Indian Constitution through 42nd Amendment. So it can be asked in the examination. This is very important line, that in which year fundamental duties were added to the Indian Constitution. That was in 1976. By which amendment? 42nd Amendment. So originally there were 10 fundamental duties, but now they are 11. So another question for examination point of view, for any quiz also, that how many fundamental duties were originally there? There were 10, and right now they are 11 in number. So fundamental duties are obligations, and every citizen is expected to perform them. We are expected, we the citizen of India are expected to perform such duties. So let us see what are these fundamental duties. So first one is to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. What is the first important duties of ours? To abide by the Constitution. Whatever the provisions have been there in the Constitution, we should follow them as it is, and we should contribute ourselves to achieve the ideals and the spirit of the Constitution. Whatever institutions have been set up by the Constitution, we should follow it. We should respect our national flag as well as national anthem. So it is our moral responsibility, it's our fundamental duties to respect these things. So second one is to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. We know that India has witnessed a long history of slavery in the hands of Britishers, and we fought together, our national leaders fought together to achieve independence. So whatever inspiration we get from there, we must respect it. Third one is to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Means in any way, if we can contribute for the maintenance, for the protection of sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, we must do it. The fourth one is to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. So if anywhere at any point our country is on risk or any insecurity are there, we must have to defend it. And whenever the nation asks to give our services in the for the protection, for the defense of the country, we must do so. So it is expected to perform such duties from we citizens of India. Fifth one is to protect harmony and spirit of common brotherhood among all the people of India to renounce practice derogatory to the dignity of women. What is that? Means we should promote the communal harmony, the social harmony in society, spirit of common brotherhood. We should consider all the fellow citizens as our brother and sister. We should promote such feelings, such message to the society, and to renounce practices of derogatory to the dignity of women. Whenever any evil comments or any bad comments are given towards the women, we must protest it. And sixth one is to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. We know that India has a diverse culture. The people in Assam, people in Bengal, people in Punjab, they are having different culture. They are having different food culture, different living standard. So we must respect it. We must give value to them, and we have got many of the things as a heritage in the form of buildings, parks, forest, etc. So we must contribute to preserve those things. Seventh one is to protect and improve the natural environment, including forest, lakes, rivers, wildlife, and to have compassion for all living creatures. Means whatever the things are there in environment, we must have sympathetic towards them, and we must have to contribute for the protection of environment. Eighth one is to develop scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. Means we should discard the blind faith in society, and we should promote scientific temper. We should promote the spirit of humanism, a spirit of inquiry and reform in society, so that our nation could go on. Ninth one is to safeguard public property and abjure violence. Means whatever public property are there, we should consider it a community wealth. Not we should destroy it. Not we should do anything to harm it. We must protect it for the betterment of the society and abjure violence. We should discard violence. Tenth one is to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Means we should promote excellence in our breeding generation, aspires in every individual and collective activity, so that nation constantly rise higher. Means whatever we should do for the growth of the nation. And the 11th one is very important. Parents or guardians should provide opportunities for education to his or her child or ward between the age of 6 and 14 years now, which is a fundamental right also under Article 21A. It has been added as a fundamental right by 86th Constitutional Amendment in 2002. So it is one of the important fundamental duties also. Means all the children of 6 to 14 years, they have fundamental right to have education, and all the parents and guardians are having these fundamental duties. They have to perform their duty, that they should provide opportunities to their wards between 6 to 14 years to have avail education. So that's all in this video. We will soon meet in the next video, and in that we will deal with the directive principles of state policy. So till then, keep watching. Thanks. Have a nice day.